The deputy's confession. Jessica Monroe's disappearance haunted Maple Ridge for a long time. Officially, the case remained unsolved. Unofficially, people whispered. Sheriff William Carter, the man everyone trusted, had kept the investigation under his control. And then, after 20 long years, a crack finally appeared in the wall of silence. It came from someone inside the sheriff's own department. Deputy Michael Turner had been a young recruit in 1998, only 6 months on the force when Jessica vanished. At the time, he looked up to Sheriff Carter like a father figure. But as the years passed, the weight of what he saw that night began to eat away at him. In 2019, after retiring and moving 2 states away, Turner sat down with a local journalist. His words would ignite a firestorm. "I've kept this for too long," he admitted. The truth is, the investigation was never about finding Jessica. It was about protecting someone. Turner claimed that on the night Jessica disappeared, he was dispatched to patrol near County Road 6. That's where he spotted Sheriff Carter's cruiser, parked just minutes before Jessica's red sedan was discovered. But when Turner radioed in, Carter quickly cut him off, saying, "I'll handle this." Later, Turner saw Carter place something in the trunk of his cruiser. He never saw what it was, but he never forgot the look on Carter's face. Cold, determined, almost afraid. The next day, when Turner tried to file his report, Carter pulled him aside. He was told to rewrite it, to leave out the part about seeing the sheriff's car near Jessica's. Turner obeyed. He was young, afraid, but that omission would haunt him for the rest of his life. Turner's confession didn't end there. He revealed that Jessica's diary, the one that mentioned a man in law enforcement, was never logged into evidence because Sheriff Carter personally collected it. After that, it disappeared. Witness statements were altered, notes were shredded, and anyone who asked too many questions was quietly reassigned. For 2 decades, Sheriff Carter's spotless reputation shielded him from suspicion. But Turner's testimony painted a different picture. Not of a hero searching for justice, but of a man desperate to bury the truth. Still, his confession raised one terrifying question. Why? What was Carter hiding that was worth destroying his own department's integrity? Some believe Carter was protecting himself. Others say he was covering for someone closer, perhaps a family member, or a powerful friend in Maple Ridge. But one fact couldn't be ignored. The sheriff was the last confirmed person seen near Jessica Monroe's abandoned car. And just when people thought the truth had finally come to light, another shocking discovery turned the case upside down. For 20 years, Jessica Monroe's disappearance remained one of Maple Ridge's darkest mysteries. Deputy Michael Turner's confession painted a chilling picture of Sheriff Carter's involvement. But still, no body, no weapon, no proof. Until a fisherman made a discovery at Lake Hollow, just 3 miles outside town. It was a quiet Sunday morning in 2020 when Tom Jacobs cast his line into the murky waters of Lake Hollow. Instead of a fish, he pulled up something unexpected. A rusted metal box, its surface corroded, almost fused shut. Curious, Jacobs pried it open. Inside were waterlogged papers, a set of old photographs, and what appeared to be a woman's necklace. Frightened, he called the authorities. And when the box was examined, investigators realized they had stumbled upon something that had been hidden for decades. Among the items inside the box was a silver chain with a small heart-shaped pendant. Jessica's sister, who still lived in Maple Ridge, identified it instantly. "That's hers," she whispered. Jessica wore it every day. The photographs were even more unsettling. Some showed Jessica smiling at local events, but others were taken secretly, from a distance. Someone had been following her, documenting her every move. And then, the final blow. Among the water-damaged papers was a torn page from Jessica's diary. One investigator's thought had been destroyed. The page mentioned only a single, chilling line. "I don't trust the sheriff anymore." News of the lake discovery spread through Maple Ridge like wildfire. For the first time, there was tangible evidence tying Jessica to foul play, and possibly tying Sheriff Carter to her disappearance. Forensics confirmed the necklace was indeed Jessica's. The photographs had fingerprints, partials, but not enough to confirm a match. Still, the evidence suggested someone close to law enforcement had access to files, photos, and personal belongings that were never supposed to leave the department. But why was it all hidden in a locked box and dumped in the lake? Some investigators believed the box was meant to be destroyed, but whoever discarded it couldn't risk burning it. Too much traceable material. So, they tried to sink it, hoping it would never surface. They underestimated time, rust, and chance. The evidence from the lake deepened suspicion around Sheriff Carter, but it also opened new questions. The Carter had tried to bury the truth. Was he working alone? Or was there someone even more powerful pulling the strings? And most terrifying of all, if Jessica's necklace and diary page were in that box, what else might be lying at the bottom of Lake Hollow? The discovery of Jessica Monroe's necklace and diary page in Lake Hollow shifted suspicion directly onto Sheriff William Carter. But as investigators dug deeper, the trail led somewhere even more disturbing, into the sheriff's own home. The family of the man Maple Ridge trusted for 2 decades may have been keeping a chilling secret. Sheriff Carter had always portrayed himself as a family man, married with 1 son, Daniel. But what many didn't know was that Daniel had been troubled since his teenage years. In 1998, the same year Jessica vanished, Daniel was 19 years old, reckless, angry, and often in trouble with the law. Old police records revealed complaints of stalking, bar fights, and a disturbing report filed by a young woman who claimed Daniel wouldn't leave her alone. That report mysteriously disappeared from the sheriff's office files. And when Jessica's co-workers were re-interviewed, one remembered something chilling. Jessica once mentioned being followed home, not by the sheriff, but by his son. According to Deputy Michael Turner's confession, Sheriff Carter was near Jessica's car the night she vanished. But what if Carter wasn't there alone? A neighbor's long-forgotten statement resurfaced. She claimed she saw 2 figures arguing near Jessica's apartment around 9:15 p.m., one in a sheriff's uniform, the other a younger man she couldn't identify. Could that younger man have been Daniel Carter? If true, it suggested an even darker possibility. Jessica may have rejected Daniel's unwanted advances, and the sheriff, the very man sworn to protect the town, may have stepped in to cover for his own son. Privately, cracks had already begun to show in the Carter household. Friends of the family recalled Sheriff Carter's wife growing distant during those years. One even confided that she once told her, "If the truth ever comes out, it will destroy us all." Was she referring to Daniel? The theory gained traction when investigators discovered that the box from Lake Hollow contained a fingerprint match, not to the sheriff, but to Daniel Carter. It wasn't a full print. It wasn't enough for an arrest, but it was enough to suggest Daniel had handled Jessica's belongings at some point. And if Daniel was involved, did his father spend the next 2 decades hiding his son's crime? The town of Maple Ridge was torn apart. Some still defended the sheriff as an honorable man. Others believed he was part of the greatest betrayal a lawman could commit, protecting his family over the pursuit of justice. But the most chilling revelation was yet to come, because buried in an old evidence locker, a piece of forgotten forensic material would emerge, and it pointed directly to one of the Carter men. Next episode, the DNA that changed everything. To watch the next episode of the story, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get notified when next episode is uploaded.